There is a silent misunderstanding happening in your home every single day. It lives in the small gestures your cat offers you, the ones you have learned to see without really seeing. You think you know what they mean. You think the slow blink is a hello. You think the tail wrap is a greeting. You think the head bump is affection, and you are not wrong, but you are not close to being right either, because what your cat is actually communicating in the language their nervous system was built to speak is something far quieter, far older, and far more specific than the word affection can carry. It is not that your cat likes you. It is not that your cat has bonded with you the way a dog bonds with a handler. Researchers at the University of Oregon, working under Kristen Vitale, found in a study published in Current Biology that domestic cats form attachment styles to their humans that mirror, with unsettling precision, the same secure and insecure attachment patterns observed in human infants. Not metaphorically, structurally, neurologically. The same behavioral markers, which means the thing you have been calling love without knowing it has a biological signature. And that signature shows up in 7 very specific behaviors most owners see every day and never understand. We will walk through all 7. The 3rd one will make you rethink every morning of the last year. The 5th one is the one almost nobody notices. And the 7th is the one that will change how you see the animal sleeping in your home tonight. But before any of that, you need to understand something the food commercials never tell you. Your cat is not evaluating you the way you think they are. 1. They slow blink at you from across the room. You have seen this. The soft, unhurried closing of the eyes, held for a beat longer than a blink should last, then opened again with the same lazy grace. Most owners register it as sleepiness. It is not sleepiness. A 2020 study by Humphrey, Proops, Foreman, Spooner, and McComb, published in Scientific Reports, tested this behavior under controlled conditions and found that cats were significantly more likely to slow blink back at humans who slow blinked at them first, and were more likely to approach the outstretched hand of a stranger who had slow blinked than one who had not. The data suggests this is not a passive expression. It is a chosen one. In the wild, closing the eyes in front of another animal is a vulnerability. Predators do not blink slowly at threats. They do not disarm themselves in the presence of danger. When your cat holds your gaze and softens their eyes, they are performing in the most literal biological sense an act of trust. They are lowering the drawbridge, and the fact that they wait for you to do it back, that they read your face for the reciprocation, tells us something the researchers were careful not to overstate but could not quite hide in the data. Your cat is not just receiving affection. Your cat is negotiating it. The next time you see your cat do this from across the room, you will know what you are actually watching. You are watching a small animal whose ancestors survived by never lowering their guard, choosing to lower it for you. Let that sit for a moment. Because the second behavior is going to complicate the first. 2. They follow you into rooms with no food in them, not the kitchen. Not the room where the treats live, the bathroom, the laundry room, the closet you stepped into for 30 seconds to grab a sweater. Owners tend to laugh this off as nosiness, or as the cat being needy, or as boredom. The behavioral literature reads it differently. Ethologists studying human-cat cohabitation, including work coming out of the University of Milan under Paola Valsecchi and colleagues on social referencing in cats, have documented that cats use their bonded human as what researchers call a secure base, the same term used for children and their primary caregivers. Your cat is not following the food source. Your cat is following the anchor. There is an evolutionary weight to this that most people miss. Solitary hunters do not shadow other animals for pleasure. They shadow them for information, for safety, for orientation. When your cat pads silently behind you into a room they have no interest in, they are not asking anything of you. They are simply confirming that the center of their known world has moved, and they would like to remain within its gravity. But the strangest part is not that they follow you. The strangest part is what happens in the 60 seconds after you walk through the front door, and we will get to that in a moment. 3. They present their belly, and then they do not want you to touch it. This is the behavior owners misread more than any other. The cat rolls over, exposes the soft underside, the place where every vital organ sits behind nothing but a thin wall of fur, and then flinches or bites when you reach for it. Most people take this personally. They call the cat inconsistent. They call it a trap. It is neither. The belly display, according to research on feline body language compiled by behaviorists like John Bradshaw at the University of Bristol, is not an invitation to touch. It is an invitation to witness. Your cat is showing you the most defended part of their body, the part their nervous system has spent millions of years teaching them to protect, and they are doing it in your presence because your presence has been categorized, somewhere in their limbic system, as non-threatening. The bite that follows a belly rub is not betrayal. It is the instinct reasserting itself over the trust. The trust was real. The instinct is just older. The next time your cat rolls in front of you and shows you that soft stretch of fur, you will know you are not being invited to pet them. You are being told, in the only language they have, that in a world their biology insists is dangerous, you are the exception. Hold that thought, because the fourth behavior is the one that quietly rewrites everything the first three told you. 4. They bring their tail up in a question mark when they see you, not a straight tail, not a low tail. That specific upright tail with the small hook at the top, curled forward like the beginning of a sentence they are asking you to finish. Research on feline communication, including foundational work by Cameron Beaumont, and later expanded in studies published in Applied Animal Behavior Science, identified the upright tail as one of the very few unambiguous friendly signals in the domestic cat's vocabulary. It is not neutral. It is not automatic. It is a greeting reserved almost exclusively for individuals the cat is classified as social allies. Feral cats use it with the members of their colony they are bonded to. Kittens use it toward their mothers, and your cat uses it toward you. Which means somewhere in the taxonomy of their inner world, you are not the human, you are family category. The distinction matters because it is not learned. It is not conditioned by feeding. Kittens raised without human contact still produce the upright tail toward bonded companions. It is wired in. It is who they are before they meet you, offered to you as if you had always been part of the map. 5. They knead on the softest thing they can find near you, and then they fall asleep on it. This is the one almost nobody notices for what it is. The rhythmic pressing of the paws, the half-closed eyes, the low motor of the purr. Owners see it as a leftover kitten behavior, and biologically they are correct. It is a nursing reflex retained into adulthood associated with the release of oxytocin, the same neurochemical involved in maternal bonding in mammals across species. What most people miss is when it happens. Cats do not need in isolation as a general rule. They need in the presence of a specific individual, on a specific surface, in a specific emotional state, and that state, according to the neurobiological literature on regressive behaviors in companion animals, is a state that only appears when the animal's nervous system has downshifted into something close to what it experienced as a kitten with its mother. Your cat is not reminiscing. Your cat is regressing, in the safest possible sense of that word. They are allowing their adult vigilance to soften into something younger, more trusting, more dependent, and they are doing it beside you because your body has been logged, at the level of their autonomic system, as the environment where that softening is permitted. The next time you feel those paws working slowly against a blanket in your lap, you will know you are not being needed. You are being chosen as the place where their guard is allowed to fall. And there are still 2 behaviors left. The 6th one is quieter than any of these. The 7th is the one that will stay with you after this script ends. 6. They blink toward you when they are startled before they run. This one is subtle enough that most owners miss it entirely. A loud noise. A dropped pan. An unexpected knock at the door. In the fraction of a second between the trigger and the flight response, your cat looks at your face, not at the source of the sound, at you. Researchers studying social referencing in cats, including a landmark 2015 study by Merola Lazzaroni, Marshall Pacini, and Prato Previti at the University of Milan, demonstrated that cats actively consult their owner's facial expression when confronted with an ambiguous or potentially threatening stimulus, and adjust their behavior according to what they read there. Which means, in that half a second before your cat decides whether to bolt, they are asking you a question. Are we safe? Should I be afraid? Are you afraid? Your face is the answer. Your face is the answer. If you flinch, they run. If you did not, they often will not. You have been, without ever knowing it, the interpreter of every ambiguous moment in their day. Every unfamiliar sound routed through the reference point of your expression. Every uncertain shadow measured against the calm or the tension in your body. You thought you were just living in the same house. You were, in fact, functioning as a nervous system they borrow from. 7. They wake up in the night, cross the room, and settle where they can hear you breathing. Not on you. Not always touching you. Sometimes just within a few feet. Sometimes at the foot of the bed. Sometimes on the chair beside it. Sometimes on the floor where the light from the hallway falls. Owners rarely think about this behavior because it happens while they are asleep. But cats are crepuscular. Their most active hours are dawn and dusk. And by 3 in the morning, they have already moved through the house multiple times. They have checked windows. They have patrolled thresholds. And then at some point, they come back and they lie down within earshot of your breathing. The behavioral literature on sleep proximity in companion animals is thin, because the behavior is difficult to study without disturbing it. But what we do know, from broader mammalian research on co-sleeping and physiological synchrony, is that shared sleep space produces measurable regulation of heart rate and respiration between bonded individuals. Your cat is not sleeping near you because the spot is comfortable. There are more comfortable spots. Your cat is sleeping near you because their nervous system rests more deeply within range of yours. That is the seventh thing. And it is the one that changes the meaning of every other one. Because if you go back now, to the slow blink from across the room, to the following into empty rooms, to the belly they showed you and did not want you to touch, to the question mark tail, to the kneading, to the glance in the moment of fear, and finally to the small body settling within listening distance of your breath in the dark, you will see that none of these behaviors are on their own. Love in the way humans have been taught to picture love. There is no declaration in them. There is no performance. There is only this. A small solitary predator, evolved over 10,000 years of proximity to human beings, has taken the person you are, and quietly, without your permission, without your knowledge, without asking anything of you in return, made you the anchor of their nervous system, the reference point of their fear, the permission slip for their softness, the sound they fall asleep beside. And here is the part that almost nobody says out loud. Your cat does not know the word love. Your cat has no concept for it. But your cat has organized their entire biological experience of safety around the specific frequency of you, around your face, around your voice, around the rhythm of your breathing at night. That is not less than love. In some quiet, older, more honest way, it may be more. If this changed how you see the animal in your home tonight, that is why we made this channel. Whisker Enigma exists for the moments like this one. The moments where the thing you have been looking at every day turns out to be something you have never really seen. If you would like more of these, the slow blink of a subscribe, the small quiet like is enough. We will be here, and so, in their own quiet way, will they.